This is the EVP Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode, everybody. It's the EVP Podcast with Ghosty
and Beaker.
And me. Hi,
And
I'm
her.
Nicole.
So,
Is this on mute?
is it? It is on mute. Let's unmute her so she can talk.
Do you want me to talk?
Yes. Yes.
Introduce yourself one more time.
I'm Nicole.
So when Ghosty told me what he wanted to talk about this week on this episode of the podcast, I was like, I know the perfect person. I'm going to bring on the Queen of Cryptids.
Oh, nice. I like that. I call myself a cryptid keeper.
All right. Because this episode's going to be a Bigfoot Bonanza. So, yeah, we're going to go over just kind of like a general list of all the different Bigfoots around the world, where they're from, and a little bit about them.
We're going to talk about my ancestors, the
Yep.
Squatches.
The Squatch family, where you descended from.
The
I have
Squatch,
pretty
it's
big
a-
feet myself, so.
It's a Squatch family reunion. And apparently, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm the only one not wearing a Squatch shirt. It does say quit your job and play video games on my shirt, though.
Fail. You know what? I think Bigfoot would approve of that.
Probably.
Mine says, Bigfoot saw me, and nobody believes him.
Mine says Bigfoot doesn't believe in you either, so.
All right.
You don't need to wear a Bigfoot shirt.
I am a
'cause You're a
Bigfoot.
walking Squatch.
I'm Ginger Squatch.
Yeah, that's
Ginger
right.
Squatch.
So, I mean, everybody's heard of Bigfoot, and I mean, it's a 8-man-like creature who's covered in hair. That's around usually 7 to 9 foot ish in height, and they always stink. That's the big thing about them.
Well, because they live in the woods. They don't take a bath. They don't have soap. Dr. Squatch hasn't found them yet.
I think they know how to wash themselves.
Not
but
with
I
soap.
think they prefer to be stinky.
Now with soap, that keeps the predators away.
Right? Yeah.
And
I don't think
like
anyone
I don't
wants
know
to bite
what,
of that.
I don't know what predator they would have other than people.
Probably big gators.
Big gators. Where do you think they're found?
Well, you know.
There's some got gators to fight off. Some got grizzly bears to fight off.
No, well, the skunk ape is in Florida, and it actually eats gators.
See?
It's known to hunt gators.
See?
I don't know shit about my ancestors.
Right? Well, that's not where you're from. You're
We're gonna
more-
do some
I
genealogy.
think
here.
I'm
you're
from like
you're closer to the North Pole.
That's true.
So Yeti?
Montana.
But part of the Yeti family, but more in where the gingerbread resides.
The gingerbread Yetis.
Yeah, more closer to the North Pole.
Well, since I don't know where my ancestors are from, why don't we go through a list of Bigfoot, Squatch type things?
All right,
and say where they're from.
So I think Bigfoot got the name actually because of their big foot imprints that would be left behind.
That is ingenious.
Genius, right? Like,
That's genius.
who thought of that? Because otherwise,
Some
they're-
hillbilly from Montana.
like, I got these
Do
big
they have
feet
hillbillies in
imprints.
Montana?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Hey, look at
well,
that
actu-
Bigfoot there.
Actually, the
That's
name
what
Sasquatch came first,
Yeah, but
but because the
you
white
got
man,
hillbillies.
yeah, the white man can understand what the natives were saying. They thought they were.
There's a mush mouth shashwash
So
what?
they called him Sasquatch because it was a misinformation with the Native Americans. So
It's a Scotch one.
So now we just squatch it. We just squatch. We just
Yeah,
make things
no, just
easier.
Squash. Squatch. Bigfoot. Lazy Americans.
But yeah, Sasquatch was the Native American name for him. And they've been telling stories about them for hundreds, if not thousands of years.
they considered them like
Family.
almost. Well, they considered them like a lot of different people call them. If you think of Fae, they call them like the woodland creatures, the men of the
Men of the
forest.
yeah.
Yeah. So they kind of just leave them alone to let them do whatever they want. You know.
Right. And there's some places in Alaska that have like islands where they are just they're known to be there. There's a lot of people that have encounters in Alaska or even in the Northwest where they're fishing or just hanging out by rivers where they're just getting these giant rocks thrown at them.
They love knocking on wood and throwing rocks.
Can you do a Squatch call for us? Both of you guys? One at a time?
No.
Please? Best Squatch call.
Squatch.
I'll do one too.
Squatch.
Is that what you
Squatch.
It's exactly what I imagined it would sound like. We should go squatching and do that.
You're having me give away my family secrets.
That's how you get them. That's how you get them.
Squatch.
Oh my gosh.
What's yours?
Squatch. Like that.
All right.
So that's how I call my Squatch.
Squatch.
So
DVO's probably going to clip this on Instagram.
I hope so. He better do that. But there's more than just the.
I could see it now, like on Instagram, be like, "What's your Squatch call?" and then play all of ours. Squatch.
I hope people stitch that and remix it.
I should put this shit on TikTok.
Yeah, you should.
I haven't posted anything on TikTok since like October.
Yeah, everybody should do their own Squatch call. Everybody, your Squatch call.
I should clip that. I'll put it on.
Squatch.
So there's more strains of you got your mother's strain of Squatch. That's your Bigfoot.
They're not weed.
You got your mother's strain of Squatch. That's Bigfoot, right? And then you have all these other hybrids.
I missed the table.
It's like a strain of COVID.
Yeah.
Sasquatch 19.
So what kind of Squatch are you smoking on over here?
Oh.
That would make sense because weed is about as stinky as a Sasquatch. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
it's skunky. It is skunky.
Yeah, got the skunk ape. There you go. Why
should
isn't
be-
there weed named skunk ape?
I'm going to look that up.
I'm surprised you don't already know.
I've never seen it. But
You
I almost
can make it, you'll be rich.
Mm-hmm.
While
like
you're
it.
looking up to see if there's skunk ape strains, we're just going down this list alphabetical because we're not creative. We're gonna be the first one here is an almas.
Almas. Yes, almas.
Almas. So the first recorded sighting of this is 1400 AD.
So
Last known
that was a
sighting
few years
is
ago.
unknown. We don't know the last time one of these have been seen. It has other names. I can't pronounce any of that, so we're just gonna go. Almas.
Yeah, that was those are some crazy names.
They are crazy names.
Yeah.
This is found in Asia.
Yeah, it's Mongolia and Central Asia. They mostly hang out in the caves and in the higher mountains. That's why they're not seen so much because, if you get up on those big mountains, a lot of people don't go up there, besides people like monks.
And they
There
don't
is a
talk. They're
skunk
not
ape.
allowed to.
There is a skunk ape strain.
Oh, wow.
Of course there is.
For anybody in YouTube that's
We're
interested.
on YouTube. We're not here to just entertain you, and
We are educators.
we're educating you on marijuana. So the almas, it's a creature that's been sighted walking upright, just like a human. In fact, it looks more human than a Bigfoot type creature. It's even said to craft clothes and tools. So this one's not naked. Although the next page that shows it's got big old titties.
Yeah, she needs a sports bra.
It is.
She needs a sports
She needs
bra.
a big sports bra, a Squatch bra. And they're said to resemble a living caveman, more or less. Their bodies are covered entirely with thick brown to reddish brown hair. Oh my gosh, I'm an almas.
Let's see them titties. I like that.
You would. Their facial region remains uncovered, but has patches of skin are dark. The skull structure of them possesses a protruding. I can read. Why do we have me read on this shit? Protruding.
Just trying to.
A brow ridge, slanted forehead,
you
flat
practice.
nose, and a large protruding jaw. God.
Almost like a bulldog.
Their feet are large. Their fingers are long. Their appendages are completely covered with hair except for their hands. That's what they look like.
All right, so far that's what you might be.
It's okay. We'll figure out which one.
Do you live in a cave?
Well, sort of.
He likes dark, damp
I
places.
do. Take that how you will. That's the almas. That's what I got. That's what they look like.
A lot of Sasquatch will look very similar. Most of them you'll notice are very hairy. So
They can weigh up to 500 pounds. I'm like halfway there. More than halfway there.
You're about middle age, so that's about. You're still growing.
I could be related to the almas. What else do we got? What's
All right,
next?
you're next.
I'm next. Oh, you're gonna give me this one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is how you tell you're
That's
getting
why we
old.
brought you on the show.
The Armathopes loci,
Loisi. I could see Loisi.
loci, are known as de los ape. So it is between the borders of Colombia and Venezuela. It's pretty much found around the lake areas. This one's a fairly new one. It was found by an explorer in 1917, and a lot of people did not believe him, and so they actually had a bunch of other people go out to look for it along this lake and riverside, and there was more sightings in the 1920s as well. So,
Anything since? It's Cambodia or Colombia.
Colombia.
Okay.
So,
That was 1917.
yeah, that one. There's not a whole lot on that because there hasn't been a whole lot of sightings.
Yeah, I've never
on
heard
it.
of that one before.
So, but if you look at it, what they're thinking, he actually had. There's an actual picture out there of it. I didn't put it in the notes. Sorry, and the one that they actually found that they have a picture of, it's a dead one. So, but
oh, really?
yeah,
Where-
but it almost looks like the face is decaying a little bit. So it almost looks like a chimpanzee almost. And it's about the same size. So, but there is an actual photo of.
Oh, what did they do with the body?
See, that's the thing. They don't know what happened to the body. Of course, So,
Convenient.
so
Men in Black.
Who has that body?
Aliens.
Aliens. Those aliens, man.
Aliens.
Those aliens, they just love stealing stuff.
They just dissolve. So the next one, I like the way this one's named, Batutu, or Batutut, or Ujit, sometimes known as the Forest People Wild Man. But this guy, he's about 6 feet tall, and he's covered with hair except the knees, the soles of the feet, the hands, and the face. The hair ranges in color from gray to brown to black. The creature walks on 2 legs and has been reported seen both solitary and moving in small clans. It is most often sighted foraging for food from fruits and leaves. And this was first sighted in 1947, so this one's pretty new as well. This was a French colonist, and then they referred to the animal as, I don't even know how to say it. I know how to say that one. L'homme sauvage. Did I say it right?
I think that's a savage homie.
Yeah,
The savage homeboy.
Savage man.
Yeah.
Home is man in French.
Homeboy.
Savage homie.
But this one's a very interesting one because since the sighting, they were saying there's been up to 40 people pretty much killed by this creature, they are saying.
So this sounds like this could be like just an undiscovered species of ape.
And you'll notice, like with a lot of these, there's some that you're like, this could actually be there. Because if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever been to Vietnam or if you've seen pictures of Vietnam,
There's a lot of jungle.
it's a lot of jungle, and the jungle recreates itself really quick. So, I mean, these are like average height of like a chimpanzee, 5 to 6 feet, right? And so they could easily hide up in the trees if they are agile enough, or if they, I mean,
Right.
see,
Yeah.
the thing about all these creatures is we don't know what they're like. They're gestation, because everyone's saying, a lot of people say, well, why don't we see more of them? You don't know what their gestation is. Like, you could have a gestation period, like elephants have a gestation period of 22 months. You don't know if their gestation period is that long, or if they're like pandas, where you have a very thin window of mating. So that's why there might not be a whole lot of seen, So this is one that I could actually see as being a lost ape.
Right. Or maybe they stay away from so much inbreeding, so they have to have like, hey,
Inbreeders.
there's not many clans left, so not many babies are happening. All right, which one? You got the big muddy monster, buddy.
Oh, yes. This just shows more of the creative names that Americans give these creatures. The big muddy monster. Its first recorded sighting. I'm really good at this game. June 25th, 1973. So this is probably one of the newest ones on this list. Not the newest, though, but one of the newest. They're described as a lumbering hulk. They're roughly 6 feet tall and wide. They're 6 feet wide.
No, 6 feet tall and just
And
wide.
they're wide.
Bigger.
Okay, so this could also be me. Kind of like a very big boned man and weigh around 200 pounds. The big bunny monster is covered with fur that is dirty brownish color. It's always covered and matted with mud and pieces of plants and leaves. This creature's eyes appear to glow a pinkish red color in the night.
That's
From the
weed.
mud. From the
That's
mud
from
it
the
eats.
weed. He needs a chiropractor. Look at that picture.
Eats dirt.
Quit slouching, sir.
Yeah, so that's just probably another type of Sasquatch.
So if I get high and like throw mud and leaves on myself, I could be a big money monster.
Yeah.
I just have to slouch a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let your body hang. Just relax everything.
Okay, should we go on to the next
Yes,
one?
next one.
one is not that far away from our buddy there. It's called the Fook Monster. You gotta be careful how you say that.
Oh, I forgot to say, the big money monster was in southern Illinois.
Yeah, and this one, the Fook Monster, also known as the Boggy Creek Monster, there is a lot out there on Boggy Creek. So he's in Arkansas around the Boggy Creek. Imagine that. So,
That's amazing.
and he was first seen in 1940. This one has been known to terrorize a lot of people, especially hunters. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot out there on Boggy Creek. But again, very similar to what Bigfoot looks like. It says right here that Jim Powell was the one that did the interview for. He was a reporter that did an interview about, and he was the one that actually went and saw it. So as a reporter, he actually reported on his sighting. So, but he also has like a bear-like look to him. So so the thing is this monster could also be mistaken for like a bear with mange or something. So
Right. Yeah.
He's cuddly.
yeah, that's what everyone says about bears.
Have you
wanna
seen a bear
fuck
with
him.
mange? With a hairless
it's,
bear?
It
Looks freaky.
It looks one of the scariest creatures.
It looks strong as shit too.
I could wrestle a bear.
No.
I'm scared of that.
What what kind of bear? Teddy bear?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
You're gonna do more like a humping
One of those like
motion.
baby, one of those
you doing to
baby
that
like
bear?
a little black bear, maybe like a cub.
Oh yeah, you
Put
can
it in
take
a
it.
headlock.
Be careful if Mama's around.
Right. So the next one is a hibagon. I think that's how you say
Yeah.
it. Hibagon.
Hibagon.
I've heard of this before.
So this one's out of Japan. Said to live on Mount Hiba of the Hiroshima Prefecture. Not much is known about the hibagon, but some say that it's a quiet beast. It's said to run from four armed residents, then hunt them. Okay. Like all hominids, they have a unique stench, and they smell like decomposing flesh.
Nice.
Nice.
Just like demons.
So this one's a reddish brown or black in color, sometimes reported as having a patch of white fur on its chest or arms, and said to be foul-smelling, face covered in bristles, a snub nose, and glaring, intelligent eyes. The face is sometimes said to be long and somewhat protruding, rather than flat like a human's, and the head is often reported as proportionately large and shaped somewhat like an inverted triangle. It's much smaller than its North American counterpart, being mostly common, reported around 5 feet in height and weighing about 180 pounds. So we could take this one on pretty easy.
Yeah.
I could totally knock one of these out, I think.
So it's interesting. If you look at this, they actually have a big, huge warning sign over by these caves where it's written in Japanese, of course, but they have a warning sign to be careful because people have been known to
So
see
this
them.
one was first sighted in 1972. It said last known sighting in 1982, but was there something recently? I think I seen something about this where these people were on like a boat ride, and on the boat ride there were these creatures kind of off on these rocks, and they kind of sound like these ones that they saw. And they kind of look like these apes, but they're big and just kind of hanging out on these rocks. And
Yeah, so if you look at the one picture with the warning sign, it's like this big, huge, almost kind of like El Capitan in Yosemite. You know, the big flat granite, and the warning sign's on it because they feel like they live above the big granite. So most people can't climb up there, so they feel safe up there, but they'll come down. And people will see them. So yeah, it's probably the same thing that you've probably seen.
drones. They need to send drones up there. Mm-hmm. Just shoot them straight up. Boom. They won't even know what's coming. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a hibagon.
The good
All
one.
right. Another uncreative named one from America. The Honey Island Swamp Monster.
Sounds sweet.
That sounds cool.
It doesn't look cool.
No, he's wrestling a gator.
That's what that looks like. Iguana.
Yeah, that probably too.
So the Honey Island Swamp Monster is a humanoid cryptid reported from the Honey Island Swamp, Louisiana since 1963. The creature is described as bipedal, about 7 feet tall. It's got gray hair and yellow eyes. The creature is accompanied by a disgusting smell. Footprints supposedly left by the creature have 4 toes. Now, the first sighting of this was by a man named Harlan Ford in 1963. He was a retired air traffic controller, and after he had taken up wildlife photography. After his death in 1980, a reel of Super 8 film showing the creature was allegedly found among his belongings. In 1974, the monster gained national fame after Ford and his friend Billy Mills claimed to have found unusual footprints in the area, as well as the body of a wild boar whose throat had been gashed. Ford had continued to hunt the creature for the next 6 years.
Yeah, the Honey Island Swamp Monster, you could actually find, I don't know if it's real or not, but it's kind of entertaining. If you go on YouTube, you could hear sounds of the Honey Island Swamp Monster battling out with a giant boar.
They were battling, and maybe that's how he lost his toe.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever seen the giant boars, you're thinking pigs. No, these things.
No, these are massive.
Massive, and you could
all muscle.
Yeah, you could hear these two creatures battling out on the YouTube video. It's kind of disturbing. Even if it's fake, it's like, this is kind of disturbing. So
it's probably just 2 giant boars doing it.
What is going on here?
2 boars
Boar
doing
sex.
it.
Oh my!
Now, if it bit off one of his toes, like, what if they had other ones that they found, like other footprints from a different one? I mean, losing a toe is not genetic. Like, if you have a child,
Right, there must be multiple tracks with.
They all look. Every single one of these honey badger monsters have all lost a toe on the same foot, or it's all just just one of them,
and it just doesn't stop walking.
It's immortal.
Just doesn't stop walking.
All right, so the next one is the Monde Barunga. I love how I am bad at languages, but I'll try my hardest. So, did I skip?
No.
Oh, it was okay.
No, that's my next one.
Okay. It's a tall bipedal ape-like creature. That sounds familiar. That is
Weird.
said to be an Indian Yeti residing in the tropical rainforests of the Garo Hills. So, it says in Indian folklore, the Monde Barung is an alleged ape-like creature said to inhabit the Manghala subtropical forests and the remote Garo Hills of northeast India. Generally described as a large, hairy bipedal hominid, some believe that is an animal or its relatives may be around the water under different regional names, such as Yeti in the Tibet, or the Bamagosh of Bangladesh, or the urine of China. So they're saying that
The what of China?
the urine.
Urine. The pee of China.
We'll get to the urine. It's with a Y, okay?
Oh, okay.
So we'll get to. So they're saying that these are all somewhat related, just depending on the type of area they live in. They've adapted to it. So you have
Evolved.
Yeah.
Weird, just like people.
But I don't. This is one of those ones. I'm like, I'm not exactly sure if it's real or not, or if it's being mistaken for something else, or if it's just a crazy wild man. So, It's one of those ones. First sighting was in 2002, so one of the newer ones.
Really, really new.
So I'm thinking the way that it's described. I'm thinking because it's in the rainforest, it might just be a known ape. So, but it looks very apish, doesn't it?
It looks like an orangutan.
Yeah. So,
Almost, but brown.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe not. So.
Oh, orangutan. That's what I'd be related to because they're gingers.
They are ginger. You might be a different
there is
strain.
there's one on here we'll talk about.
Yeah,
that.
A different
Could-
strain.
Yeah, you could be like the missing link between the two. Actually.
Half
next
orangutan,
one-
half Squatch, all human.
The next one's another good American name, the Momo.
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 Okay, now Momo is a very proud. People are proud of Momo in Missouri.
The Missouri Monster.
Because they have nothing else to be proud of.
Because there's nothing that's come out of Missouri since Momo, but nothing before Momo.
They have
The St. Louis Arch. I didn't come out of it, though. It's
That's
just
still
They
there.
have the Ozarks.
Okay. They got the show, The Ozarks.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
probably cooler than the
Oasis
actual
in the
Ozarks.
Ozarks. The hotel
Yeah.
hospital thing.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Okay, Missouri's good.
Missouri Monster.
We take it back. I
Yeah,
take it back.
There's
I'm
things
not-
there. They actually have
Missouri's
stuff there.
cool.
Forgot about that.
I
All right.
apologize
pretty.
to the list.
I
I
like
apologize to the maybe one listener we have in Missouri.
So
like the one
this
there.
the Momo, he's a tall hominid creature. Hominid. He's a tall hominid creature
It could be
reported to have a
humanid.
large hominid, large pumpkin-shaped head with a furry body and hair covering the eyes. It is said to eat dogs and emits a terrible odor, leading some to suggest it was a rogue black bear. So the first sighting was in July of 1971 near the Louisiana-Missouri border. It's been spotted up and down the Mississippi River following sightings that began. God's all these names, the people that no one wants to know about. They found some tracks. But yeah, I guess it goes all the way back to the 1940s that they've been seeing stuff and seeing about tracks. So the tracks have been since back then. The sightings of 1970s. But a good old Momo, he lives on in Missouri and he lives on strong.
This picture looks kind of like Cousin It if Cousin
Just
It
a
had,
taller
like,
cousin
arms.
It with glowing eyes.
Oh, with arms too.
And true that, yeah.
Because Cousin
Long
It's hair
arms.
went all the way to
You
the
what?
floor.
If you
couldn't see
put
it from
wings
him.
on that, it look like Mothman.
Right? It would. Different pictures of Mothman.
Oh my God, we should have you back for a Mothman episode.
Are you serious? I would still love that. I love Mothman.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Is that
after.
near Missouri too?
No, that's
No, but
it's
that's
in,
a really interesting story.
it's in Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Okay.
They have
That's right.
Mothman Festival's coming up. I think
There's a
next month.
festival too?
Yeah, and you see something really cool? I'm not, sorry to go off on Mothman. There's a statue of him. He has the nicest butt that everyone goes and touches. Mothman.
Mothman butt?
Yeah.
Mothman butt.
Go look at the Mothman statue. You're going to want to touch that butt.
I will touch that butt.
He's like already planning his trip. Flight has been booked. He's on his way.
It's all based around this butt I'm going to touch.
Okay, next.
You want to touch the butt?
Doesn't everybody? Apparently they do. Next up, we have the Monkey Man of New Delhi. This first appeared in May of 2001. Other names is the Face Scratcher or the Kala Bandar. I like the Face Scratcher. Last known sighting, no one knows. We don't know when he was seen last. He's good at hiding. They're all good at hiding, as they need to be, because people would be like, "Oh, let's kill it." So eyewitnesses' accounts were often inconsistent, but tend to describe the creature as about 4 feet tall, covered in thick black hair with a metal helmet, metal claws, glowing red eyes, and 3 buttons on its chest. Some reports also claim that the Monkey Man wore roller skates. Others, however, describe the Monkey Man as having a
Symbols? Does he have
more
symbols?
vulpine snout and being up to 8 feet tall and muscular. It would leap from building to building.
On
Jesus
its roller
Christ.
skates?
How? It is very inconsistent. It's like it's George from
I'm just
Rampage.
imagining that its buttons glow.
Yeah.
And he's just
The-
roller skating and
and
building to
look,
building and flying.
Sasquatch in New Delhi is well dressed. All
It's
right.
Bollywood version, and he probably dances in between building jumps.
On roller skates. With his metal claws in his helmet.
It's the rave monkey, man. He sounds like a party goer, man.
Oh yeah, I bet he drinks for sure. Eat some of that the fermented fruit. Just goes crazy.
It sounds like there might have been like some New Delhi rave going on. And they're like, hey, that midget is wearing a fancy suit. He's a Sasquatch.
Out of all the ones, I think this is the most ridiculous. But, I mean, they're saying that so many people saw him, but they're saying it's a sighting of mass hysteria.
But they were all high. I guarantee it.
I guarantee it was some guy in a suit that just ran around town just having a good time.
And everyone was high, so they're like,
well, everybody was probably just like...
But why do they call him the face scratcher? How crazy was it that...
Probably just ran around slapping people's faces.
Like, hello!
Well, many people reported being scratched. Mm-hmm. And 2 people even died when they leapt from the tops of buildings or fell down stairwells in a panic caused by the monkey man.
Yeah, I think this is a party gone wrong.
Yeah, I think it was
and they're just wanting to
dressed
blame
up.
it.
Yeah,
wanted to blame
costume.
It on...
Look,
cosplay gone wrong.
I gotta look it up and see if there was like some big rave that went on in New Delhi in May of 2001.
It's New Delhi. It's big. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of raves and parties.
I guarantee it was just someone in, like a midget in a suit.
I like that he had 3 buttons though.
Well, because midgets don't need more than 3 buttons.
He needs flair.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate.
Just a few.
They're little people, Beaker.
Doesn't have enough room for more than 3 buttons.
I'm gonna go to Brad Williams' comedy show and ask him how many buttons he has on his shirt.
All right, so for the next one, we'll move away from the monkey man. The next one is probably out of all of them, to me, the most believable, the orangutan. So yes. I have a huge book on this one. So, but I'll just give you a creature is described as a primate standing between 80 centimeters and 150 centimeters tall.
4 feet.
Yeah. So, we'll get to what I think it is. With a human and ape-like characteristics, evidently not lacking in strength, speed, and agility, is said to have pinkish-brown skin covered by a short, dark fur with a mane and long hair around its face and flows down the back. And the orangutan is said to walk mostly upright and possesses a relatively shorter arms. And is said to walk upright at incredible speeds. Does not brachiate, although it's been sitting in or in hugging trees. So brachiate means lives in the trees. Basically, what I think...
So it's a hippie.
Yeah. Basically, what I think this is like a subvariant of an orangutan. Because they're saying that it has shorter arms, where orangutans have really long arms, and they mostly live in the trees. This one's like maybe another...
This one sounds like just a really small human. Mm-hmm. Just the way that's built.
And then if you look at all the behaviors, and if you look at the sightings and stuff, local villagers are talking about they've seen this for years, but they mostly just stay to themselves unless they feel threatened.
Well, I heard there's like an island that it was like more where they were more based out of, and they actually, I think there was remains found not too long ago, and that showed up being like primate of some kind, but there were, I don't think there's any in the area, maybe?
Yeah, so this was, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, they are found in Indonesia, and the first sightings were in the 1300s. So people have been seeing this creature for a long time, and even the villagers are like, we see them every once in a while, they just keep to themselves.
And I think the name means orange person or orange little person.
Yeah, orange person, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's...
Oompa Loompas?
Kind of. Yes. Yes.
Those are real. I saw it on Willy Wonka.
But they're the one out of all this list, I am 90% sure this is a real creature.
Yeah, I think this
with all the evidence and all the people that have gone out and discovered it. So this, when I was talking to this over with my mom, I'm just like, someone from Europe, a rich white man from Europe, just has to go out and find it. Because I was saying, like, when Christopher Columbus came to America, he didn't discover America because there's already people here, but because it was a rich white man from Europe, they're like, oh, it's a real thing. Or here's an interesting fact. So it wasn't until the 1900s the Great Mountain Gorilla was actually discovered and recorded.
Oh, yeah, it was like the 70s or 60s.
Yeah, it's just been within the last century that the Great Mountain Gorilla was, even though everyone was talking about it that lived in the area, they're like, no, It was some rich white European that
That had
had
to
to
document
record it to actually say it was a real thing. And not to be racist or anything, it's just
Everyone
it's
there
just
said
how
it
it is.
Yeah, everyone there said, yeah, it's a real thing.
So we need to get Jason Statham to go find this thing.
Oh my gosh, that would be so
he
cool.
needs a Discovery show.
He's rich, white, and European. I'm just saying.
And he has the most amazing voice.
That would be a soothing narration.
Yeah. Jason Statham, go find the ring pendek. Yeah, like I said.
Oh my god,
And
I
go
would
kick
love
some ass while
I
you're
would
doing
totally
it.
watch like a nature show of he
And he's like
narrated it.
saving an orang pendek in his trunk, driving through Indonesia, trying to get to the airport before the authorities.
I mean, you could easily do a whole show.
The whole action movie, and
All right, Natural Geographic.
Yeah.
You need to get Jason Statham.
and it could be orang pendek, scared and fascinated. Jason Statham.
No, if you guys do an individual podcast, that is one that's probably going to be your easiest with all the evidence and sightings and so.
Or what about the next one, the skunk ape?
I love skunk ape. I
The
love
one
it.
that has its own strain. So, yeah, this one's out of Florida. It's a type of cryptid that is often considered a type of Bigfoot, but is actually a pongid or a great ape. They're often reported to be similar to an orangutan or gorilla. They're also known as napes. A nape.
Because it's found near Naples, Florida.
Oh, that's a nape again.
Naples, Florida ape. Napes.
Just showing the creativity of Americans.
And so the term skunk ape was coined by David Shealy, who heads the skunk ape research headquarters. And also because they stink like a skunk.
Uh-huh.
So that's why. So Naples, Florida, like you were saying, they wrestle alligators, they eat alligators, and maybe alligators eat them. But
Look, that's an actual. It's a photo.
The photo of them, it kind of looks like.
Fool, you gotta hold it close to the camera. For those of you on
you got
YouTube,
them long Squatch
I know,
arms.
I'm the Squatch.
So, anyways, this picture kind of looks like a Halloween little thing that you'd see at a haunted house or something. I don't know.
That looks like something you'd see at the Terror Ride at Lagoon.
Yeah. I don't like that one, but I don't know. I don't think there's many pictures of it.
I wouldn't want to be that close to get a picture of it.
Yeah, but I mean, they can smell it a mile away, apparently. But yeah, somewhere in the Everglades, I think is where it's running around.
So there's actually a lot of people that
live near it.
that live in the swamp will actually talk about the skunk ape and its habitat and.
I wonder if it's just like a person covered in moss, just walking around, and
Like
they
in a
probably
ghillie
do.
suit?
Yeah, kind of like a ghillie suit, but actually real moss.
Yeah.
They just stink real bad. Because I mean, there's a lot of weirdos in Florida.
And again,
This is true.
It's a rainforest area, and it could be some kind of other great ape that's not been discovered.
That too, I could see that where they just live. Like they're just draped in moss and algae in their fur, and they're just hugging trees, and they look like moss
Let's
hanging.
be honest. It's Florida. It's probably a homeless man.
That's my go-to there. That's my go-to, and so I mean,
I want to see a skunk ape ride one of the.
manatees.
No.
I was going to say unicorn.
No, I was gonna.
I want to see a skunk ape riding into battle on
No,
a
we're talking about
unicorn.
Florida here.
Yeah, you know what? I can't
unicorns can be in
forget.
Florida?
My gosh,
No.
I just lost it. The airboats. I want to see a skunk ape riding
Oh,
an airboat.
okay.
One of those boats with,
racing,
like, the big-
racing manatee.
You want to? They're the sea cows. They're literally lazy animals. You want to see a skunk ape race a manatee?
Okay, I want to see it riding one. That's what I really would want to see.
That's not gonna
Going
go
through
very
a
far.
canal in Florida.
You know what? Florida's weird enough that this could possibly be true. There's a lot of weird stuff in Florida.
Right? They probably hop
Like
on one
Floridians.
for like a
Yeah.
submarine mission.
They also have the big. Now they have the giant anacondas and pythons thanks to people that have brought them in. And
More
so-
skunk ape food. So then we probably need more skunk apes to get rid of the python.
All right, let's go to St.
population.
Augustine.
Let's start breeding skunk apes. Get rid of
We're
the
gonna
pythons.
breed skunk apes
We're gonna get rid of the python population
by
There's a
breeding
problem.
skunk apes.
If they're eating alligators, they're gonna eat pythons.
They'll eat us too.
I ain't worried about it.
Okay. Not sure you can breed things if you're dead.
I ain't worried.
Okay.
I don't mind snakes, but pythons scare me.
It's the anacondas you have to worry
Yeah.
worried about.
Okay, where'd you
Are you
go?
lost?
No, I'm looking for other stuff here. You go ahead.
Okay, next up we have the Ucumar from Argentina. First recorded sighting, 1958. It's described to be about 5 to 7 feet tall with thick hair, small eyes, and huge arms and legs. Some people reported it as being half-bear humanoid. According to the local people, the Umakar loves to eat plants called payo. It's a plant with an inside similar to the cabbage. The creature also emits a sound. Ooh, is that what it is? Is it the ooh? Pretty,
Like a baby alligator.
Yeah.
like
Baby alligator.
when was the last time you heard a baby alligator going? It sounds like a walrus. Or a seal. Or the Japanese anime. Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's what it does. It makes noises.
And eats cabbage.
And eats cabbage.
Oh, that thing
I mean, it looks vicious, but it's a plant eater.
bat,
It's an
hippo.
herbivore.
It's a yeah. Well, what there's
It looks like a fat version of Gollum with hair.
yeah. Well, a lot of people think that it is a mistaken of a smaller bear that's there. Again, bear with mange, the way that it looks like. So
Ooh.
I didn't know that bear. Oh, sorry, I keep on kicking. Yeah, it looks scarier than it is. So it's kind of like me. I look scary, but I'm pretty gentle.
Me too.
Okay, the next one I have is the one that we were making fun of earlier, the urine.
Oh, yes.
The Chinese
It's a
pig.
Chinese pea.
Yeren, I think, or it's called the Yeren, or the Chinese wild man, or the wild man is Shinagoyi, I don't know, monkey man, or Ren Jiang. There we go. or translated into man bear.
Man bear
Man
pig.
bear
Man
pig.
Man bear pig. Does it have Patrick Duffy as a leg?
Not in this description.
Super cereal right now.
So the height is estimated to range between 5 and 7 feet, although some colossal examples, allegedly in excess at 10 feet, have been reported. These reports must have been treated with special caution, since the basic laws of biomechanics argue against the existence of human-like bipedal creatures in those dimensions. But the theory is that they've drawn a link between the urine and an extinct ape of the Gigantopithecus. I can never say it.
Gigantopithecus.
There you go. If I read it, I can't say it, but if I don't think about it, you got it. So which is an actual creature that has been known to exist. So they're saying this is the closest relative to that. So it might.
That sounds like it could be something then.
So this sounds like, I mean, China
It's huge.
is a very, very, very large country.
Yeah.
And
What?
no
way.
and even though they have the largest population, there's still so many areas that are not explored because the forests are so dense and so hard to get to. So this is one of those ones, because it has such the close relation to the Gigantopithecus. There we go, got it.
Yeah.
That I'm thinking this one might be a possibility that it is. I'm not saying the 10 feet ones, but in the larger range, about 7 feet, I would say.
Yeah. I can see that, especially, I mean, there's
And
places that.
And they do live in trees, a lot of them. So, yeah, again, this is another one that I have a whole book on if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the
So.
Chinese pea.
Urine. Man bear pig.
Yeah, man bear pig.
With Patrick Duffy as a leg.
So, the next one is the Yeti, Mete, or translated to rock bear pig.
Abominable snowman.
The abominable snowman.
This one's real.
So yeah, I could see this one being. So
I've
this
seen it
one's
at
up in the
Disneyland.
Himalayas, and it's a large primate-like cryptid. The name, blah 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 blah. It goes pretty much says that it's rock bear pig. Some Tibetans worship it, and they think it's a supernatural being. It's a false cognate with Old English. What's it? Geotin. How do you say that? There's 2 T's there. And it's-
Yetin?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're asking me
Or
how to
Yetin.
read?
I guess how you say it, Yetin in modern English. I guess if you read the parentheses, it says how to say it. Yetin. That's how you say it. I wish you'd learn how to read. Anyways.
What?
Oh my god.
Anyway. It's an antiquated word for an orc or troll.
Antiquated.
Antiquated. See,
You want me to learn how to read?
I'm so glad you learned in that short amount of time. So the Yetin is an antiquated word for an orc or troll. In other terms, used by Himalayan people to do not translate exactly the name, but refer to legendary and indigenous wildlife. Mete, Zute, Chute, Migoi, or Migo.
I think he just summoned
I'm pretty sure-
Candyman.
Yeah.
Either he's having a stroke or he's summoning demons. One of the two.
All these words, Mete is man bear, Zute translates to cattle, cattle bear. Chute is a monkey-like animal. Amigo is a wild man.
Megu.
Amigo Montoya.
Kang Admi Mirka, or Kang Admi is a snowman, and Jobran is man beast. So they got all these words for it. So anyways, this one living up there, there's been sightings of this one forever. I don't even know. Does it even have the first time it's been?
The Yeti was 4th century.
Yeah,
So,
forever.
It's the OG.
well, actually, it was mentioned in a poem in the 4th century, so it's been around even before then, probably. So it was mentioned in a poem called Rama and Sita. So I know, I mean, with the Himalayas, you're talking about areas that most people won't even go
Right.
to.
Nobody wants to go up there. That's why it's
Yeah.
abominable snowman.
You're talking Mount Everest area, and yeah, and well, what I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's been a lot of videos lately, just in the past couple of years, of people finding these, with more people hiking that area, that they'll see things in the wild. So
So I guess the abominable snowman was came about in 1921. It was popularized by the press after Henry Newman, a reporter interviewing the porters of the Royal Geographic Society's Everest reconnaissance expedition, led by Lieutenant Colonel Charles Howard Berry. Metoi, or filthy or dirty, for abominable. So they meant dirty old snowman is what
dirty
they were
old
calling it.
snowman.
Yep. And so they describe it as a hybrid of man-ape standing well over 2 meters, having fur of dark brown to black color, smaller than an average man with reddish-brown pelt. So that is way off than what normal people think. They think this really tall, huge, giant, white-furred creature, but no, complete opposite. Look at this. This looks like something.
Look, Disney.
This looks like something Disney would have made.
Disney doesn't lie. Yetis are white. I've seen them on the Matterhorn.
What
and in
is the name?
California
Bubbles?
Adventure.
No, wait.
Bubbles.
Bubbles.
No, what's the name of the one that's on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I don't even remember if he had a name.
Yeah, he does. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. If only we could look it up.
Bumble. The Bumble. The Bumble.
Bumble. Yeah, sorry.
Is that in your notes? or
Glad
did you
there's
just make that
popular
up?
culture.
Yeah, I actually remember putting him in the notes. On those notes.
Bumble.
Yeah, he was adorable. Adorable, abominable.
Abominable. This one I think could be real though, just because of where it's at.
Yeah, there's a lot of caves. There's a lot
Yeah.
of ways that, I mean, if you're talking about, they probably feast on deer and other,
Humans,
yeah. Yeah, you know what?
Other humans?
other humanoids.
You know, if you, okay, so we'll go into this a little bit, but, you know, missing 411, a lot of people think that it might be a situation with a Sasquatch, and I could see missing 411 with abominable snowman. That's not, I wouldn't say that's not a possibility. So
That could definitely be a thing. Not just bears to be worried about.
Look, they could have been the ones that were there in Dietlef Pass.
Yes,
They could have been
very
Squatch.
much so.
oh, do you hear what they figured something out with that?
Oh,
What
really?
did they say? What
Yeah.
did they say?
It's the newest thing with the Outlaw Pass is that it was a sliding avalanche. It was like a sheet avalanche. So the whole thing just came down on them like as a sheet of ice.
Oh, okay. That was a Yeti.
I don't see why they would be missing like their tongues and stuff.
Well, I mean, if you have animals that are just eating them. But I have different theories with the Isle of Pass. I think it's a fascinating story.
It is. There's so many.
We should do an
different
episode on it.
Wait, you did it.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wait, I like, didn't you? Or am I hallucinating?
No, we did.
was
You're
gonna
on
say-
drugs.
Psychedelics, man.
Nothing good. Nothing. I'm on Adderall. I don't know, maybe.
I think we have one more.
Yes,
Yes.
and this is probably my favorite.
All right, so this
Okay.
one is definitely going to kill you because it's from Australia, and I think we covered this last week. Everything in Australia wants to kill you.
Yes, and that's why I believe this could be real.
This looks like the most vicious one.
I know. Look at that. It's got saber-tooth teeth.
Well, yes.
Oh, yeah, this is
Definitely
the-
looks like it's from Australia.
This is the Yowie, or known as the Yahoo, the Yuri, the Hairy Man, or Yahoo.
Yahoo!
Yeah, it's search engine on the internet. Last known sighting, 2021. So this is very, very recent.
Yeah. So it was the original sighting because it says it's unknown, but it's said to be in the BC area, in the before Christ area, because the Aboriginals would actually they have stories of the Yowie in their dream time, and so that's been so many years. So this creature's been around for probably the longest out of anyone on here. So
That's because it's in Australia. And you don't mess around with wildlife in Australia. It will kill you.
I loved Australia.
So this is described to be a fanged humanoid marsupial or great ape featured in Aboriginal mythology along with Australian raptors, bunyips, and burnjor.
Bonjour.
Bonjour? Oh, it's French for hello. Goodbye.
Bonjour.
I don't know anymore. It's considered to be Australia's Bigfoot and contains many primate-like features, possibly indicating that it was undiscovered species of great ape or prehistoric human. The Yowie is described as being one of the most aggressive Sasquatch species and has been reported tearing heads off of kangaroos and dogs. It has been seen attacking humans as well. However, that is very rare. If this thing can, I've seen videos of kangaroos. If this thing can rip a head off of a kangaroo, I don't want to be anywhere near it.
Yeah, I went to
The buff ones?
Yeah, I've been to Australia. Those kangaroos are pretty big and vicious.
I saw a video of a kangaroo the other day. This thing had like biceps on its biceps.
Right? They're all yoked out. Like they just
I
pressed.
found out an interesting fact about kangaroos. If you see one in the water, do not go towards
Oh,
it.
right. I've seen that because they want to drown your
They
ass.
want to drown you. They're trying to tempt you to come into the water, and then they'll drown you. I'm like,
Kangaroos are motherfuckers, but not as bad as the Yowie.
yeah. Yowies are probably my favorite thing to out of all of them. I love the Yowies. Just because it's Australian and yeah, look how vicious that thing is.
It wants to eat your
Saber-tooth
face.
squatch. It's a saber-tooth squatch. There's another one that wasn't on this list that was on this other list called the chemosit.
Oh yeah,
And that's in east central Kenyan forests. Some say that the chemosit looks like a hyena or bear, and it's called a Nandi bear after a Kenyan tribe that lives in its reported range. The Nandi people, however, consider the creature to be an enormous, ferocious primate that enjoys eating the brains of its victims.
that sounds delicious.
That's a badass.
Pretty sure that's a zombie.
But there's not. I don't have any dates on that one.
There was another one that I didn't put on the list. It's a miniature Bigfoot. So I don't know what to do. Littlefoot?
Tenderfoot.
Yeah, tenderfoot. It's about a 3-foot creature called a siwali. It's in Java. And they're kind
Also Indonesia.
yeah, so they are kind of like trickster spirits. If you're nice to them, they'll help you. But they also like to mess with people. So,
Still their left socks.
but I thought
out
it
of
was
their
interesting.
laundry.
There's a miniature version of a Bigfoot, and
You know
called a
what wasn't
siwali.
on the list either, on either one of these lists? The Ohio grassman.
Oh, the grassman. I thought he was more of like a dogman kind, isn't he?
No, I thought it was kind of like the skunk ape.
Oh, maybe.
But just
Yeah,
in Ohio.
grassman. Yeah. Oh, heel.
Oh, heel.
Hi-oh.
But that one's, I mean, I figured that one doesn't have any dates because we don't have anything on it. But I
That's
know of
because they
it.
smell funny.
Probably, I bet you anything that one's cross-eyed. I guarantee you this one's cross-eyed.
But I mean, if you look like at the Honey Island swamp monster, the skunk ape, they're all in the big the regions of either the big rivers or lake areas. So it could be possible that they're all similarly related. So,
They're all
especially if they only have 4 toes.
they're all different strains of the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're like another strain of swamp ape that just kind of make their way down the river, and some are skunkier than others, and some are grassier than others.
On our next episode of Bigfoot, we're going to do a bracket show, and we're going to pit all of these Bigfoot type creatures together and see who would win in a fight.
That would be awesome. I've done cryptid.
I
group,
don't-
Bigfoot battle.
Bigfoot battle royal.
Here's my guess. It comes down to the Yeti and the Yowie.
Oh, the Yowie would win.
Well, look at the.
I'm thinking the Yowie.
It's been
gets a good
It's been
chance.
around.
So we just skipped the entire bracket.
Yeah.
We're just going straight to Yowie would win.
Yeah, I mean, it's been around for centuries and millennia, and so it knows how to work it. And look at those teeth.
It knows how to work it.
But
It
what
knows how to
about
work
what
it.
about the North
If you
American
put a
Squatch?
stripper pole in front of this thing, it will work it.
You know, the North American Sasquatch could probably.
This guy looks like a badass though. So
Yeah.
your North American Squatch, which is like your gorilla warrior looking guy, but more
Maybe we should
upright.
actually do an episode on who would win in a fight.
I mean, this is
think
more of
it'd
a.
be
I think
awesome.
it comes down to the OG Squatch. I mean, that's the mother strain right there.
the mother strain. That's the mother strain.
That's
Look, your top 4 would probably be your Bigfoot. I would say the Yowie, the Yeti, and probably the skunk ape.
no. I think the skunk ape's too small to go up against them. I think he's more of a.
I don't know.
indica.
Momo is pretty vicious. Momo's been known to take after dogs.
I think skunk ape's more of an indica.
Look, if
just
I
more
had,
of a
if I
relaxed
personally had to
guy.
fight one of these things, it would probably be the New Delhi Monkey Man.
No, I bet you'd be all over your ass like a like a spider monkey.
I'm quick for a fat guy. You've seen me run.
Just give him some symbols and he'll be happy.
Right? Yeah, just give him some roller skates. Point to a neighborhood with all the roofs or some buildings.
No, there's a lot of on here that are vicious, but most of them will just keep to themselves. Like, I don't want to deal with you, you know.
Silly human.
Oh, I just saw the first sighting of Bigfoot that was recorded was Leif Erikson
Yep.
in 986 AD,
Yeah.
the year of our
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, so he's up there, you know.
But I mean, it's been recorded way before then. But like you said, it took a European guy to come in and say it. So,
Say this is a thing. So,
but yeah,
but Leif Erikson was an awesome warrior too. So I'm not gonna make fun of Leif
I wonder if he
Erikson.
wanted to fight it at first.
Well, you know those Vikings.
Yeah, he's like, let's fight it.
You've seen that, like the most famous picture of a Squatch ever, right?
What, the Patterson Gimli film picture one are you talking about?
Yeah,
Where he's the walking one.
the walking one. It's
This
like-
one here it is.
Yeah. So for those of you on YouTube,
The Wilfred Brimley one. Is that the one?
the Wilfred Brimley
Patterson Gimli.
diabetes. So I don't know. To me,
I
know.
told you my fact about this. So
Yeah, you
they
did.
they got like a little higher resolution of the film, and they found out this is actually a female, and they've named her Peggy.
So have you guys seen that one? It was on Netflix. The guy that did a whole documentary where he was looking for Bigfoot, and
yeah, I watched it with you.
that's right, you did. And the close up that he had of the faces. Did you see? What did you guys think of those?
I haven't seen the movie.
You haven't seen it?
You should watch it. It was actually really good.
It was really, really good.
It was like he did a slow motion capture video, and you could actually see he put apples up in the tree, and you could actually see like a hand reaching out of nowhere and grabbing the
Yeah,
apple.
out of the shadows.
Oh,
and it didn't look
wow.
like a human hand. Like it, I mean,
It was bigger
It
and
was
that-
it was big and
ape-
covered in
ape-like.
fur, and like he had it doing its Yeti calls, not Yeti, Squatch calls. It was out there going Squatch.
they do like almost like a howling yoop, like
Yeah.
whoop, whoop, whoop. That's what
Yeah.
kind of like they sound like. Is whoop,
I wonder if that's still. I wonder if that's still on Netflix. It might-
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it was a Netflix.
This was
Owned.
so I kind of didn't really believe in Squatch until you showed me this documentary.
So this guy, these things were not moving for hours. They just stay still, and then they just do like the slightest moves, and you can see them, and then like turn their heads.
Eva, okay, I'm not gonna out anyone here, but I believe that Bigfoot is real, and the reason is because I know an experienced hunter that has came across one,
Oh, really?
And and you're like, well, why didn't you do anything about it? Why didn't you? You could have been the person. He's like, it is too human-like, and you'd feel. He's like, he was saying, and I know this person for years.
It'd feel like shooting a person.
He's like, I feel like I was gonna take a human's life, and so he's like, I couldn't pull the trigger. I couldn't do it. It was he's like, it was too human-like, and but he's like, I was terrified and mesmerized at the same time.
Scared and fascinated.
Yeah, exactly. So, he went into details about how he felt and what was going on, and it's just like, this is insane. But I can't say that what he experienced was untruthful because it was real to him. And I was just like, okay, well, I understand why you didn't do what you did. You're going out deer hunting and you run across something that's never been explained before.
Yeah, I could see how that would feel like you're shooting a
But
person.
if you listen to other hunters, they've come across it and they have like very similar experiences. Like, it's too human-like to kind of like take it down. So I'm like, okay, well.
I wonder if I would
I want to
just
say it
start.
was this one, the Discovering Bigfoot,
What year was that?
2017.
I think that's it then.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it was really good. Like I said, when I was on Supernatural Hour, we did an episode on Bigfoot. I was kind of skeptical. We watched that documentary, and it changed my mind. And the thing is like, people talk about like, oh, why don't we ever see these? And it's just like, you look at some of the areas that they say they're in, like Montana, for example. When they panned out, when they did some like overhead footage, and they showed like how many, like hundreds of miles of forest in Montana there are. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. If these are secluded animals that want us, or people, or whatever, that want to stay hidden and unseen, like, it's not that hard.
Well, let's say, because I'm originally from Wyoming. Okay, the population, it's not too bad.
Could be worse. Could be
it could be worse.
Yeah.
It depends
Could be
on
Montana.
it depends on where at in Wyoming. So the population of Wyoming just barely hit over 500,000 a decade ago, and it is the 9th largest state landmass wise. So I did some calculating. So for each person in Wyoming could have 2 square feet of land to themselves.
2 square feet?
2 square miles. Sorry. 2 square miles. So
You get half of
Standing
this
room
room.
only.
so 2 square miles to themselves. You're talking one person has all that land to themselves. Now, you're talking about these creatures in like Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, all these places that are really populated. The chances are pretty. I mean,
Yeah,
I would say it's pretty good. I mean, Montana's what, 4th or 5th largest in landmass wise, and
Nobody lives there.
Yeah, so I mean, if they want to be
more
hidden,
elk than people.
yeah, if they want to be hidden, they want to be hidden. They're like, whatever.
Have you ever been to the redwoods up in like that? I could see that just being covered in squatches, just because there's just so much places to hide. Like you could just get lost in there so fast.
Yeah, but if you've ever been to the redwoods forest, most people are looking up, and so they're
Right.
not looking around. So they're like, "Peace out. I'm just gonna head over here." You know?
Yeah, you could park 2 trucks side by side in a tree trunk. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of forest. There's a lot of things out there, and like I said before, you don't know what like their gestational period is. Maybe they only have one little cub. I guess they're cubs. I don't know.
The cub. Yeah, the cub.
You know, every like 5
Man
years
cub.
or something. You know, or you don't know what it's like. So yeah, I mean what is it? The Tasmanian tiger, they said, has been extinct for 60 years, but they have evidence of them on camera just in the past couple of years.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so you're thinking something that has been extinct for 60 years is still coming around on trail cams. You don't know.
There's
So
a bunch of stuff. There's stuff all the time, like other little creatures that they think are extinct that they keep finding. So
yeah, so you never know. I am a believer that it.
where was your friend at location wise? Was it in Utah?
It was in Cache Valley,
Okay.
over in by the Logan area, so by Beaver Mountain.
Okay.
That's where it was. I don't want to say his name, but yeah,
Okay.
it's a experienced hunter, older gentleman. He's been hunting for like 40, 50 years, so
Oh, nice.
so he knows the area. He knows how
Yeah,
to expect.
I would say if there was any in
Yeah.
Utah, they would have to be, because people report them around like the Provo
Provo.
River. I say BS to that. That would be a bear in my, just because if a Sasquatch in Utah was running around Utah, I think the last canyon they would go to would be Provo Canyon,
There's, I
the
mean,
most populated canyon.
yeah. So like,
I could see like maybe up Big Cottonwood or Little Cottonwood.
No, not
like
even
in
that.
The backcountry area.
Backcountry, maybe. Uintas. I'd say the Uintas.
yeah. So you got Cache Valley, the Logan area. If you've ever been up in that area,
Yeah.
it is filled with dense quakies and pines, and there's some big drop off areas that people can't get to. I mean, if you've ever been around that area, it's pretty possible.
Did you see that? There's one video that somebody submitted from Utah like just a couple years ago, and it was this big human-like creature just walking up this really steep cliff almost, but it's an embankment, and this neighborhood, these people were filming it from this house that they had, and it looks onto this thing, and they just see this thing, just scaling this thing like it's easy, and then standing at the top, and they kind of went there to kind of get an idea of how big this was. And the thing was probably about 7 to 9 feet tall, because where it was standing and where they had it on camera compared to where they were able to stand at was like a lot taller than them. I can't remember, but he was here in Utah. I can't remember where in Utah, but he was here in Utah.
Was it the one where it was like snow on the ground?
Oh yeah, there was another one. That's the
a
second
different one. I saw one where like the people were driving down the freeway in Provo, and they happened to be filming outside their car while they're driving and said they saw a Squatch. It's just like,
I think I know which one you're talking about, and then they did like the stills, but it's still too blurry. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think they'd go to Provo Canyon. I don't think they're going to come down to the roads.
I don't think so.
Not at all.
No.
I think that'd be the last. Like if anything, it'd be like a long back road somewhere where they'd have to cross it or something. Because have you seen those videos where they see something crossing the road real fast? Mm-hmm. Those are kind of cool. I like those.
Look, all I know is my people, they don't like being seen. They don't like they're not social animals.
Well, I can say right now, you smell better than probably most of the Squatches.
Because I use soap.
Use Dr. Squatch.
Actually, I have.
Dr. Squatch's actually smells really good.
It does.
It smells really good.
You probably have half Squatch, half Cuddle Bear. What's that one?
Cuddle Bear?
What's that one? Downy bear? The bear from
the Downy Bear?
Yeah, the
Snuggles?
Downy Bear.
Snuggles?
Is that what his name
Snuggle
is?
Bear?
Snuggles or whatever it is. Yeah, you're probably a mix of those.
Between Sasquatch and Snuggle Bear.
I'm a delight.
Smell like laundry.
So if you are interested in watching that documentary, Discovering Bigfoot, it looks like it is available on Amazon Prime, free with ads on Freevee, actually. So
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not on Netflix anymore?
No, it is on Freevee, I guess. If you have Amazon Prime, you can find it there too, but it's free with ads on Freevee.
What was the other? There's a theory about. Again, it was funny. I was just watching there was a show about it, and I wasn't paying attention. I just kind of let it play in the background. But about Bigfoot being alien.
Oh yeah, so
What?
there's a bunch of theories that when a lot of people have alien sightings, there is usually Bigfoot. So there's like a
That goes hand in hand with what's
or
it
if
called?
you see Bigfoot that you have missing time, like you've been abducted. So and now I personally love the alien stories too. I just think it's weird because a lot of people think that gray aliens are just like releasing the Bigfoots like they're dogs, like they just need a bathroom break or something. There's a joke like that. It's just
letting them out to go pee.
yeah, yeah.
And they ran away.
Or again, like
started
with the
breaking trees.
yeah, like missing 411 instead of like the Bigfoot will actually go and kidnap people for aliens. There's that theory as well. I'm not into the alien Bigfoot theories.
So let me get this straight. Because the most popular sighted alien in the U.S. is the Greys, and they're like 3 feet tall, and they keep pets of Sasquatch that are like 4 times bigger than they are.
Well, they have telepathy, and they have ways of
And
probing.
no
is such a
abduction. No abduction recounts. Does anyone talk about their pet Sasquatches?
Yeah, it's a crazy theory that even like Bigfoot was not that they're from a different planet, or
Like you and I have had a conversation before on Betty and Barney Hill, and there was no mention of Squatch anywhere.
I don't
like,
think
I I think someone's really bored and they're like, how can
Yeah.
we tie these two together?
You know, it's just one of those things where people are trying to make something out of nothing.
Yeah,
So,
for stretch.
Yeah, well, we could talk about aliens another time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Bigfoot, yes. Bigfoot as a pet for the aliens or working with the aliens.
Nah.
Maybe it was a little 3-foot one from Argentina or whatever. The little tiny
Oh,
one.
yeah, the little tiny one.
Or the Oompa Loompas.
Yes.
They escaped. And
Or the Yowie.
Created
They're
a-
just like, we're done with these things. Put them in this.
I don't.
yeah, they can't control these things. Get rid of them. Drop them off in Australia where everything else wants to kill
I
you.
think that Yowies could take the grays.
Oh, for sure. They'd
Now,
eat
the
'em.
Yowie versus a reptilian, that's like MMA fighting right there.
Bring on the skunk ape to eat that reptilian, I bet. You'd probably start chewing on its tail.
Oh, we're going deep into this.
It's all about
Well, that was all the strains of the Bigfoot Bonanza.
Oh, there's tons more. There's like,
these are just the popular
Yeah,
ones.
these are the popular ones.
are-
These are ones that we could even do more, elaborate more on if we
Yeah.
want to.
We just
another
wanted
episode.
to get your
Well,
feet wet.
See, and this is why I think, pretty much every country has some kind of hairy wild ape man. You're talking from Australia, Africa, to even closer to the cities. That's why I think this might be a thing. That
US
it
has
is
Florida.
possible because there's so many different sightings and recordings of it.
Definitely.
Um,
Definitely. Well, should we call that an
No,
episode? Not
we
yet?
could. No.
Go
No.
on. Go on.
Look, hey, if you
Oh, we
have-
forgot the ginger squatch strain.
remember there was like a 2012 movie called Ginger Squatch.
Oh my
I
god!
still
I
haven't
can't
seen
believe
it.
we forgot all about your people. We
All
didn't even
the
mention
ginger
it. We
squatch.
mentioned it, but didn't
Well,
go
I'm
deep into
one
it.
of a kind. Don't
So-
go deep into me.
I'll-
Nobody
You're not the
wants
boss
that.
of me.
No, I'm not. But if you know someone or if you've personally had an experience with the Squatch or a Bigfoot type creature, email us, evp.pod@gmail.com. We want to hear about it. Also check out the social medias, evp.pod at Instagram and Facebook. DVO has been really hard working on our social media, and I want to just give him a huge shout out for all the stuff that he's been doing lately.
That's my brother.
That's, yeah.
I'm glad you know that. Does he know this?
I'll let him know after this show. I'll send him a reminder.
He's been doing a lot of reaction videos, and he's posted some really good ones. So go check those out. Also, check out our affiliate link to Ghost Stop. That's where we buy most of our ghost hunting equipment. I think the newest one we mentioned last week as well. I kind of want to get this one is those tracer lights, where it's a little light pads that you set on the floor. It's motion censored, so it kind of shows you if a spirit's walking by you.
Is that the puck?
No,
I was
no.
looking at the
I'll
puck.
show you. I'll show you.
I want the
after
puck,
we're
but
done.
it's so
The
expensive.
puck is expensive. This is a little more affordable. This is about
And plus, it's
$150.
hockey terms, so I really want it.
This one's about $130, I believe, but it's just little light strands that go on the floor. I'll show you here in a minute. So yeah, check out our affiliate link. But that's all I got. We won the Ghost Yacht, so buy stuff.
Yeah, buy stuff, guys. Ghost, you don't play that.
Peace out, butterflies.
See ya.
Squatch.
Watch.
This is the EVP Podcast.